Hello, world. Welcome back to the channel. Back at you with another one. Let's get it, man. This is beef. As most people would say, what's tea? But check it, man. Terrence Crawford, Gervonta Davis go back and forth. Of course, this is all over the ringside awards. Operated and owned by Turki Alalshikh from Saudi Arabia, who works as the ambassador of entertainment, who's right up under and works for the prince of Saudi Arabia. With that being said, of course, guys, I've been over to Saudi Arabia twice. I also know the prince, I know Turkey, and I also met the king as well. Of course, I'm great friends with the prince's son and a great friends with the sheik. But man, this is just my thoughts. Of course, we know these guys definitely undefeated warriors. They true to the game. They do what they do inside the ring for our incitement and enjoyment. We see the knockouts, we see the stoppages, we see the great performances from both great fighters. But we cannot take away what Turki Alalshikh has done for the sport of boxing. Right? We cannot take that away. I know that Americans or boxing fans in America are upset at Turki Alalshikh. I see it every single day. I see that hate. I see the demise. But what you have to ask yourself is, what are the American promoters doing, and what have the American promoters have been doing the last, let's say, 10 years, let's say 15 years? They've been playing in the ballpark of their own interests, only fighting their fighters that's under their stable. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't care if you're a PBC fan, I don't care if you're a top rank fan, Golden Boy, or whoever, right? And there's many other, you know, promoters that's on the uprise in America, Pro Box for one, Salida Promotions and things of that nature. So let's get that understood as well. But you also see, TGB as well. I'm sorry. But you also see these promoters keeping everything within their army, within their infantry, within their stable of fights. And you see the fights that everybody want to see. It takes a long time for them to develop. Why? These promoters don't want to pay the money or cross promote. What Turki Alalshikh is doing or has done. First of all, you guys got to understand that this guy is worth $2 to $3 billion. That's just in his assets himself. He works up under the crown prince, and of course, right before the crown prince is the king. So it's buku money, it's money galore. People will say, "Oh, this will be over in no time." Guys, it's going almost damn near 4 years that they've been, in the boxing and trying to make things happen. First it started off with the first promotion company from Saudi Arabia, and that quickly fell off. But then, of course, the crown prince put Turki Alalshikh, who's over the ambassador of entertainment of Saudi Arabia, in charge. Turki Alalshikh has been throwing, I'm not gonna say big bags. You can't believe the hype. Of course, I hear people saying, "Oh, they're making this money, they're making that money." Nobody truly really knows what type of money is being thrown around, right? But what is happening, what Turki Alalshikh is indicating, and what he's been advising fighters to do: hey, you fight on my card, I'm going to pay you what you're supposed to be paid. I'm going to pay you upfront, on time. As soon as this contract is signed, you're getting your money. These are the guidelines up until fight date. Test, make the weight, fight. That's it. I gave you your money. You are contracted to do this. And here we are, right? So that's what Turki Alalshikh has brought to the game. Many people are furious because he has shows in his country. Well, him being an ambassador of Saudi Arabia, him building different things in Saudi Arabia, bringing new light to his country, He can afford to get into boxing. He's a big boxing fan. That's number one. And number two, now he may not know all the ins and outs, which is why I told you guys years back, maybe 2 years ago, that's is one of the reasons why he brought Frank Warren aboard to help him out because he wanted to get it into boxing. Guys, I told you guys this way back when. I told you this. This is something that I told you. You can go back and check the facts and everything. Run it through the facts machine. Told you he was working with Frank Warren, things of that nature, to help him out to get it going. Now Turkey is full fledged. He's understanding the business. He's gotten his feet wet. He's put on some of the biggest fights. Not only is he putting on the biggest fights, he's giving these guys what they deserve as pay. He's paying them up front and he's paying them on time. And that's it. That's it. You've been hearing different promoters who, talk about the back end money and PBV sales and things of that nature. You're getting all that plus some on top. That is what you're getting. Nobody can tell me different because I've sat in meetings. I've seen it with my own eyes. Gervonta Tank Davis, of course, he jumps out and Terrence Crawford started it, right? Got to call a spade a spade. Terrence Crawford, he poked that little bear and Gervonta Tank Davis, that little warrior, right? And I personally know Gervonta Tank Davis. I know his first baby mother. I hung out with Tank outside of boxing. He's a very cool dude. For the ones who don't know, I know people, I know the Tank maniacs, the Tank fans and things of that nature. I don't have anything to say about Tank. Tank is definitely cool in my books. I've hung out with him numerous times, partied with him, enjoyed him and his baby mother. I know her personally. So, I don't have anything negative to say about Tank and never will. He's cool in my books. And I wish people will understand that, from looking from a fan standpoint. Some people are too involved from a fan standpoint and not understanding that, hey, this guy is really cool, but for as you know, you only see, the negative side or he don't want to fight this and that, but that's neither here or there. But with that being said, Terrence Crawford did start it. He picked on the smaller guy, the little guy, Gervonta Tank Davis, pretty much saying, I see somebody mad they wasn't invited to the ringside gala, right? Of course, that's expected. This is not the first time that Gervonta Tank Davis has won at Turkey. He said some things before about wanting to fight Devin, not wanting to fight Devin, but Turkey wanted to put Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin in the ring, and he was saying something about buy 2 Ferraris. And then you see Gervonta Tank Davis respond and say, "And I still make more than you." And then that's when you see Gervonta Tank Davis say, y'all think he chasing greatness. He's not. That's what he has to do to make decent money. Fuck boys. Well, I that's where I disagree with Tank. That's where I disagree with Tank. And I'm gonna give my thoughts as well, but that's where I disagree with him. I also believe that people are in his ear from his promotion company, not from his promotion company, GTD, but from people he's involved with, such as PBC, are in his ear and telling him and saying different things. That's my personal opinion. I'll get there later, right? Terrence Crawford, of course, he say, first thing a dumb rich person to say to another rich person is, I got more money than you. He says, I bet I own more investments than you, and I don't owe $1 in taxes. You can't buy anything or you can't buy nothing. I can buy. I want, sir. And that's a fact. Let's see who money lasts the longest, smart guy. Said, by the way, little guy, don't speak too soon because you definitely not making more than me fighting who you've been fighting. That's why you talking about fighting Ryan again. Gervonta Tank Davis comes back and he has some things to say as well. He's saying this is what happened when a nigga ain't never had shit. They start talking crazy. Nigga, if you didn't know, they was calling me before your bitch ass and still calling and you still in the same position, dick eater. You still got to do this as you told, pussy. And then of course, Gervonta Davis go off, what I'm saying, on my mama, you don't bitch ass boy, some whatever you say. Then he also put his wife in there saying that, his wife is 380 pounds and, all the other stuff, right? That's neither here nor there. I don't get into all the personal stuff. Me personally, I feel like Tank could have left that out. But I understand who Tank is. Tank just really one of those guys who don't have no filter. He gonna tell you how he feel and what he feel. You know what I'm saying? Um, Personally, he's always been that way. Like he's never had no negative energy towards me or anything. Now we've hung out and he said some things, not towards me, but towards other people. We laughed and giggled, and played about it, whatever. I personally met Terrence Crawford. Personally had conversation with Terrence Crawford. Personally met him like 5, 6 different times. Cool dude, cool individual. He's one of and Crawford is one of those show me type of guys. Show me. You talking that talk, but show me. But here's my thoughts, man. Personally, I believe that someone over at PBC or close to him is in his ear for the feelings that he has towards Turkey and what Turkey is establishing across the pond over in Saudi Arabia. I've been in on talks, I've been in on meetings, so I have a great idea of what's going on over there. And I have to say that Tank is definitely wrong about everything he's saying about Turkey, which is why I believe that someone from over there is in his ear. Um, personally, personally spoke with people from PBC, right? Personally spoke from a couple individuals from PBC who has said things to me about fighting in Saudi Arabia or have I gained any finances or just asking me questions because they don't know, right? Far as they know, they hearing these fake big numbers. They really have no clue of what's going on. Now I know um, certain individuals from TGB Promotions have worked with them, right? Uh, different fight. I think TGB had maybe 2 or 3 different fighters to fight on a Saudi Arabian card, and they were paid handsomely, but at the same time, that may not be the biggest figure that they have seen. For as they know, is that they're getting paid up front and on time, and that can go a long way because we've heard people from PBC or who had past experience with PBC say, "Hey, man, they're talking about giving me this." And I might don't see back into 3, 4 years later, being paid from this fight that I fought 3 years ago. So we've heard those things. How true it is, I mean, it has to have some type of truth to it, simply because we've heard over a handful of fighters, 2 handful of fighters, all say the same thing. You even heard, Crawford even upset about, talking about back end money with those guys. And even after Terrence Crawford fought Earl Spence, he still had some things to say about PBC. So with that being said, man, I just personally feel like don't burn your bridges, right? And that's the older me talking. If I was talking to my guy and I had a chance to talk to Tank, personally, if I had a chance to talk to him personally, of course, it's been years since we hung out. But if I personally had a chance, those would be the things I'll tell him. Hey, bro, look, this was really going on. I'm not sure if you're aware, but blase, blase, blase. I won't tell you guys everything that I know because that's not my business. But I'll definitely let Tank know on some intel, bro. This was really going on. This was what you're making. This what you could be making. I do believe that Tank could make more fighting over there, right? I'm not saying he has to fight all his fights over there. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is what he's getting here, I'm willing to bet that Turki Alalshikh will pay him twice as more just to come to his country and fight. Uh, Tank is Muslim, correct? That's his Muslim brother. One thing about Muslims, they show love to each other. So me personally, and I'm seeing the interaction from Tank. I'm seeing how he's, I guess feel some type of way, right? But he's talking that type of language and that type of noise towards his Muslim brother. And that kind of conflicts interest of being a Muslim, because at the end of the day, I don't think that Turkey has any harsh feelings towards him. I think Turkey will really sit down and talk to him and explain to him different things. But it has to be a common ground. Okay, listen, I don't have anything towards you. I know you have something towards me, but let me show you what I can do. Right? Let me show you I can put on this fight. You're asking for this amount of money. I can make this happen. Right? So that way you're talking about back end PB, PPV, things of that nature. But now let's just say you came over here. I'm going to give you this up front, and I'm going to give you this PPV once everything do clear. But you're probably going to have more up front than you have on the back end, simply because you're being paid handsomely. Not only you're being paid handsomely, you're getting it up front. You're getting it soon as you sign that contract. This is not what I heard. This is what I know. Right? So I just feel like don't burn your bridges. You know what I'm saying? Don't burn your bridges. Yes, you may not need Turkey. You are getting paid very, very well here in the States. You are a superstar. Um, and Terrence Crawford, I understand what he's saying about Tank not really fighting nobody. But then again, it's actually smart on Tank's behalf, because at the end of the day, he's getting paid handsomely for people to say that he's not fighting anybody. But personally, I feel that Tank has fought some great competition. A lot of the guys that you guys want him to fight probably won't even beat some of the guys that he's fought, and that's just being honest. I personally believe that nobody in the 135-pound division can definitely beat Tank, and I feel that nobody in 140-pound division can beat Tank as well. This is not something that I haven't said before, and this is something that I truly believe. I don't think nobody can beat him, and that's truthful. That's truthful. People always look at Tank for his knockouts. They don't really look out for his skill set. Some fights he showed tremendous skill. Some fights he's versatile, and that's something that some people who I don't like using the word casual fans, but some casual fans just don't know um, what that may look like. Or some fans may say, "Oh, he's just going for the knockout." I mean, when you look at a Pitbull Cruz fight, right? You just see, oh, it was a close fight because he didn't knock him out. Shit, go back and look at the tape again. That was a belt to ass performance, right? Um, Terrence Crawford, on the other hand, he's getting ready for one of the biggest fights in his life. You remember Canelo Alvarez has a lot to say about Turkey as well. Said it'd be on my time. I'm willing to bet and guarantee you Canelo is probably going to make more money fighting Terrence Crawford than he has ever made in his career. And trust me, I know the numbers. So with that being said, man, I personally believe that, hey, sometimes it's best to get an understanding of what's truly going on, because you may feel some one way and it's really not the way that you think that it is. And that's just being truthful. It may not be that way. Um, and I think there's some things that's being told to Tank from his counterpartners with PBC, or people who have dealt with Turki Alalshikh. Because people who have dealt with Turki Alalshikh as fighters probably have said things to Tank as far as making, how much they made. And that's why Tank feel like, well, y'all got to go over there and make money because you don't make money over here. Well, Tank, at the same time, you know, you've been with Floyd, again, I don't have anything against Tank at all. Like, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, Tank, you was with Floyd. Let's just say, Tank, if you wasn't with Floyd, where would you be? You see what I'm saying? Uh, and that's one way you can look at it. But God blessed him tremendously. He was with Floyd under his tutelage or his promotion banner, so he got a lot of notoriety. And Tank, and you got to give Tank the most credit than anything, because the lights were put on him from a former champion, which in Floyd Mayweather Jr., but Tank arose to the occasion by having several knockouts. So it made people be attentive to what he was doing inside the ring, right? So he's gained that glory, he's gained that traction, he's gained that mainstream stardom over here in the U.S., right? So he may not need to go over there, but I'm willing to bet you if he did go over across the pond, or he did fight on Turkey card, he would make probably double the amount that he makes. But he will probably never know that because of the tension that he does have with Turkey. And Terrence Crawford, excuse me, pretty much taking up for Turkey. He was just pretty much taking up from Turkey. Like, damn, bro, you that mad? So I get where Terrence Crawford coming from. You know what I mean? But you know, and that's probably an older Terrence Crawford talking, right? And because I look at it from a transparency from both fighters, trying to put myself in both of those guys' shoes, right? Now I do agree with Terrence. I mean, there's no way you can tell another rich person they broke. You know what I mean? Like, personally, I can't get in the rich nigga business. I just can't get in their business, you know what I'm saying? But I can only talk about this, you know what I'm saying? My money ain't like their money, right? But I can only talk about what I see, and that's what I see. So those are my thoughts, man. Those are my thoughts. I just think that if Tank come to a common ground, and I never said, I'm not saying that he needs them or anything, but I do believe if he come to a common ground and understand what's going on, what's being done, he can kind of see the light of, okay, maybe I was wrong. But I think it's going to take for someone to talk to Tank and say, hey, this is what's really going on. But then again, may not ever change. You know, Tank is the type of guy who stand on business and things of that nature. But the thing about it, you just don't want to miss your blessings. But man, salute the Tank, salute the Bud Crawford. Both of those guys gave us some content to talk about it. Definitely had to chime in on it because, you know, the older me thinks different now. So with that being said, I'm out. Love, peace, happiness, and hello, world.